Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my channel, and we are learning Occupational Skills Gas Technician course, Module 1, Safety. So we are continuing our topic of safety. This is first chapter, Protect Oneself and Others. So we know that personal protective equipment, PPE, is a specific work condition. Like we have to check these protection equipment as per requirement. Like for construction site, we have to have the hard hat, a different kind of material, different type of material, but we never wear a metal hard hat when working in electrical equipment, when working with electrical equipment. So there are conditions of working environment that which type of the hard hat or which type of the personal protective equipment we should select. For example, clothing, right? So clothing, it is said, and it is very important, that remove your rings, metal things or bracelet or whatever, chain or whatever you are wearing when working around electrical equipment or machinery or moving parts. So accident can happen. So we have to be cautious and we have to look with a caution, right? What we are wearing. We do not have to wear a loose clothing, right? Because it is a hazard. It will create, if it is catched by the machinery or the moving part, it will be creating a serious accident. So these type of things are also asked in exam, like but it is multiple choice question. We say oily and greasy or synthetic clothes are fire hazardous, so we cannot wear those, and that can also cause some skin irritation or inflammation, right? When it is like cold, if it is the weather and we are talking about clothing, we should wear layers of the clothes to keep us warm, right? So these type of simple things, but we sometimes we ignore them, and that create a hazardous situation or an accident in the working or home environment. Even in home environment, if you go outside, it's a winter season, without proper clothing, you will catch cold, right? Or you will feel sick when you come back with a runny nose or fever, right? So yeah, so this is, we are dealing with personal protective equipment. So safety is creating a safe working environment. Safety is about creating a safe working environment. So there could be several options in exam, but we have to pick safe. So I just write down the safe. So I did not put the 4 of the possible questions answers, but I have picked out only the correct answer. So we have to put safe working environment. Safety is about creating a safe working environment. Background white noise can dull our senses. So I put answer as dull, D-U-L-L, dull our senses. So what is white noise? That needs some maybe more explanation. So white noise is kind of audible, which includes all the audible frequencies, Now I use the term audible frequencies. Audible frequencies means all frequency, all noises which have the frequency from 20 to 20,000 hertz. From 20 to 20,000 hertz is the audible range, which we can hear easily with our ear, right? So that is white noise. And why we call it white noise? It is like kind of analogous to white light, right? So we say that white noise because white light is a mixture of all wavelengths, right? Therefore, and this noise is kind of, but when this noise is coming constantly to our ear while working on any project, like whatever you are doing, so it can dull your senses. So that is also, so it should be calm and quiet place while you are working. It should not be a noisy place, right? So we say dull our senses. Background white noise can dull our senses. So I put dull there, and I explain you what do you mean by white noise. White noise includes all audible frequencies equally distributed. Here one more thing, that sometimes you will see somewhere pink noise. Pink noise. What is difference between white noise and pink noise? So in white noise, these audible frequencies are equally distributed, while in pink noise, this is like unequally distributed. So anyway, this is just an addition to what white noise is, but it can dull our senses. So it can create like accident, right? If you face bright light, can cause eye strain and fatigue. If there is a too much light, bright light, and it's into your into your eyes, then what is happening? There will be, your eyes will be under stress, right, and fatigue, and you will feel uncomfortable. So the correct answer is fatigue. Fatigue, fatigue, right? So the next question is, space is needed between suspension and shell of the hard hat. So again, coming back to the hard hat, in Ontario we say that all the hard hats at site or construction site should be CSA approved, Canadian Standard Association. They are responsible to approve the correct specification to be used at working site. So there has to be, so there is a space between suspension and shell of the hard hat. This space is very important. This space is to absorb the energy of when something hit on the hard hat, right? This gap is acting like a shock absorber in the car. So it absorbs the shock and it does not transfer that impact, right? So this is impact, right? So impact is lessened, impact is reduced, impact is taken by that gap, like a spring in a car. So there is a gap between the suspension and the shell of the hat, which saves us from the impact, right? Life of hard hat is approximately 3 to 7 years, but it depends. 3 to 7, why 3 to 7? Because it depends upon the condition where the hard hat being used. 3 to 7 years. So where the hard hat is being used, like if it is a like corrosive environment, so it will like 3 years or 4 years. If it is exposed to different things, so that depends on the life expectancy of the hard hat. So next question is, so many of the technicians or workers, they have the habit of putting cigarettes or earplugs or gloves into this gap of the hard hat gap, right, which is between the suspension and the shell. So there is a gap, and that gap is very important to absorb the energy of the impact. And people put the gloves into that gap. That is never store gloves or anything into the gap of a hard hat. So my answer is never store gloves or cigarettes or anything in the gap of in the hard hat gap, right? Never. So it is prohibited to store, right? If the term can be anything, but you need to remember, right? Loose fitting cloth, we talk in the beginning of this lecture or video. Loose fitting cloth is a hazard. It is a hazard, right? So you never wear loose fitting clothes, right? It is an hazard. So then oil or greasy synthetic clothes are or maybe fire hazardous, right? So they are fire hazardous. So you don't wear that clothes. Fire hazardous. So in this way we will be continuing our topic regarding protective equipment, personal protective equipment. So today we cover like we have to be specific for the clothing, and we have to specific for the environment, like noise, lightning, or maybe temperature and humidity, because extreme of temperature and humidity can also make uncomfortable circumstances or uncomfortable environment for the worker or technician. So we have to see all about our surroundings and environment, our clothing, and head protection. We deal with head protection. In the next video, we will talk about something hearing aid or hearing protection, and then we will see some of the respiratory protection. So that way we will cover little by little all over personal protective equipment. So hope you like the video. If you like it, thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel so that you can receive another informative video. Thank you for watching.